Watch YouTube channel. Today, we are going to tell you about top 5 most expected action movies upcoming in winter. This video is going to be amazing, so make sure you stick to the end. 2021 is a big year for blockbuster movies, as we catch up with 2020 films delayed by the COVID-19. It's been well over a year since the COVID-19 first closed movie theaters, but theaters have cautiously reopened in the US and many other countries. Big flicks like Fast and Furious sequel F9, Marvel's Black Widow, and The Suicide Squad have now finally arrived. Before starting the video, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe to never miss out on any of our videos. Number 5. Candyman. A ghost story about a supernatural killer. According to legend, the killer can be summoned by anyone who repeats his name 5 times into a mirror. This horror remake was written by Jordan Peele and directed by Nia DaCosta. Utilizing the original 1992 Candyman as an urban legend in its own plot, the Jordan Peele-produced horror revamp follows Mateen, a Chicago artist, so intrigued by the haunting myth of a hook-handed killer, it becomes a fountain of needed inspiration, even as it does a number on his sanity. A sequel to the 1992 film, it tells the story of Yahya Abdul Mateen II, artist Anthony McCoy, and Brianna Cartwright, his gallerist girlfriend, who move into a loft built on the grounds of former housing projects in Chicago. There they learn the true story behind the Candyman myth, which McCoy begins incorporating into his work, and things start getting very scary. This amazing movie has been delayed 3 times since its original June 2020 opening date. When the first trailer from producer Jordan Peele dropped way back in February 2020, it looked like it would likely end up being one of the scariest movies of 2020. But then, the movie's release date got pushed back because of the pandemic. Now it's scheduled to come out on August 27. Number 4. Venom. Let There Be Carnage. It's been a summer full of blockbusters already, but there are plenty more to come this year, and one of the most anticipated is Venom: Let There Be Carnage. Sony dropped a look at the upcoming sequel, Venom: Let There Be Carnage, continuing some of the trends seen in the film's first trailer, which struck a surprisingly comedic tone. On May 10, 2021, a first full-length trailer was released, and it was not short on action, suggesting the same blend of humor and horror that made the first film a hit with fans, while giving the first look at characters played by Stephen Graham and Naomi Harris. Tom Hardy returns to the big screen Venom, one of Marvel's most complex and greatest characters. Directed by Andy Serkis, the film also stars Naomi Harris, Michelle Williams, and Woody Harrelson. Woody Harrelson is playing a real loony here as Cletus Cassidy, but most of the strangest lines are actually reserved for Venom himself. Whether it's, "We should be out there snacking on bad guys," or, "Oh shit, that is a red one," in reference to witnessing carnage in action. It's a fantastic franchise, and I'm honored to be asked to direct it, Serkis said via IGN. It feels like a very contemporary story, and I think, hopefully, that it's going to be an extraordinary piece of cinema. Like the previous Venom, this film may feel like something of a relic from an earlier era of superhero cinema on release. Not in the least because it lacks a connection to the overarching Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is still home to Spider-Man. A follow-up to the popular Marvel supervillain solo movie from 2018, Tom Hardy once again looks set to provide a wonderfully committed performance, and the actor even has a story by credit this time around, due to the months he spent brainstorming the film's narrative. Hardy will be joined by Woody Harrelson in the follow-up, which is subtitled Let There Be Carnage, a reference to Harrelson's character, who was memorably introduced in the post-credits scene of the original movie, and will play a major role this time out. I can say that Tom Hardy will be back, magnificently playing that character as no one else can, producer Amy Pascal said. When you think of Venom the character, you'll never be able to think of anyone but Tom Hardy sitting in that bathtub of lobsters. And once you saw Tom Hardy do this character, that's all you needed to know. Number 3. Halloween Kills. This movie takes place during Halloween 2018 and follows Laurie Strode and her family as they work with, well, anyone who they can to rise up against Michael Myers. Right from the start, writer Danny McBride and director David Gordon Green planned the return to the Hollywood franchise as a trilogy. In fact, they intended to shoot all 3 back-to-back-to-back, but decided to pause. The scene with the firemen in this trailer, in particular, is unlike anything we've seen in a Halloween entry before, with Michael choosing to walk straight up to a group of people in order to tear them apart. It's more like something you'd expect Jason Voorhees to do, rather than Michael Myers, who is better known for hiding in the shadows and silently dispatching people one by one. In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, actress Andi Matichak, who plays Laurie Strode's granddaughter, Allison, explains, "They thought about doing them back-to-back, but Halloween Kills was just so ambitious. It was such an intense shooting schedule that it would have been a bit much to try to do them at the same time." The final installment, bluntly titled Halloween Ends, is slated for a 2022 release. Number 2. Eternals. The latter half of 2021 sees Marvel Cinematic Universe movies coming back in a big way, with Black Widow already out, followed by Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, Spider-Man No Way Home, and, drumroll, Eternals. Eternals is based on a comic series created by Jack Kirby and revolves around a group of superpowered and nearly immortal beings. Filming began in the fall of 2019 and wrapped in January 2020. The film was originally scheduled to be released on November 6, 2020, but was pushed due to the COVID-19 shutdown. Now, Eternals is scheduled for release on November 5. After the trailer dropped, fans wondered how the Eternals could remain in hiding through the various catastrophes that have befallen MCU Earth, spawning some delightful memes on social media. Not only is the movie expected to feature an openly gay superhero character, but Lauren Ridloff is playing the first deaf superhero in the MCU. Marvel Studios has assembled an incredible cast, including Kit Harington, Angelina Jolie, and super buff Wolverine cosplayer Kumail Nanjiani to fill out the team. The film is directed by Chloe Zhao, who won a pair of Oscars for her film Nomadland, and is written by cousins Matthew and Ryan Furbo. Marvel enlisted Oscar-winning Nomadland director Chloe Zhao to take the helm and subsequently assemble a tremendous A-list ensemble. The official synopsis describes the Eternals as ancient aliens who have been living on Earth in secret for thousands of years. Number 1. Dune 2021. Where the first trailer for director Denis Villeneuve's Dune was pretentious and light on dialogue, heavy on the atmosphere, that evoked the mystery of the grand sci-fi world he was trying to create, today's lengthy second trailer, 3.5 minutes. He's lined up an impressive cast to tell the story of double-dealing and skullduggery on the desert world of Arrakis, the source of the valuable spice that makes interstellar travel possible. Dave Bautista, Jason Momoa, Zendaya, Oscar Isaac, Rebecca Ferguson, and Javier Bardem round out the star-studded cast. Regardless, some of the stately production design of Villeneuve's own Blade Runner 2049 is on display, along with a returning Dave Bautista, playing a considerably less empathetic character this time around. Timothée Chalamet plays the lead Paul Atreides, with Mission Impossible Rogue Nation's Rebecca Ferguson as his mom, Lady Jessica, and some top Star Wars and Marvel talent in the form of Oscar Isaac, Josh Brolin, Stellan Skarsgård, Dave Bautista, and Zendaya. Here, we're really getting to properly meet characters like young Paul Atreides, Timothée Chalamet, his father the Regal Duke, Oscar Isaac, his coolly intimidating mother, Rebecca Ferguson, perfectly cast, and his deadly bodyguard trainer, Duncan Idaho, Jason Momoa. We've seen far more action in general, hinting at the massive clash between the Atreides clan and the Harkonnens to come. The jury's still out about David Lynch's ambitious but flawed 1984 attempt. However, if anyone can get an adaptation right, it's a rival director Denis Villeneuve, the man who directed the excellent Blade Runner 2049. Dune is scheduled for a big premiere at the 78th Venice International Film Festival on September 3, 2021, followed by a simultaneous theatrical and home streaming release on HBO Max in the US on October 22, 2021. Premiering on both HBO Max and in theaters, the long-awaited Denis Villeneuve remake of the sci-fi epic stars Timothée Chalamet as a young duke named Paul Atreides, leading a battle to control the desert planet Arrakis. We're also seeing glimpses of the way that Warner Brothers is trying to sell Dune to a wider audience that isn't terribly familiar with author Frank Herbert's iconic sci-fi setting. A desert planet where incredibly valuable spice is mined to keep galactic affairs moving. We're hoping and praying that the current upswing of COVID-19 cases will have leveled off by then, because for many viewers, Dune will be the kind of cinema experience that absolutely necessitates seeing the film in a theater. Let us know your opinion in the comment section below. This was all for today. Hope you liked the video. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Stay safe, and we will be back soon with another video.